welcome back to another episode of Honeysuckle videos. Today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect summer treat, the strawberry shortcake. A strawberry shortcake is basically 2 layers of biscuit, strawberry with a little bit of glaze, some whipped cream, or ice cream. It's so perfect for a summer barbecue, picnics, or any kind of outdoor celebration. Alright, so we'll start off with the strawberries. I've already cut up 2 cups of quartered strawberries, but I'll show you what to do. Cut out the stems and then cut it into forks. And it should look like this. This is the best way for me to make the strawberry with the glaze. Alright, now that I have my strawberries all cut up, I'm going to be putting in 3 teaspoons of white sugar. This will help it draw out all the juices from the strawberry and make a nice glazed juice with very delicious syrupy strawberries. Just go ahead and sprinkle this sugar all over the strawberries. Coat it really well. It may look like a lot, but don't worry, you'll see what happens later. Okay, now with your spatula, give it a good stir. Mix it really well until each strawberry is coated. And you want to set it aside for the next 30 minutes or so. Okay, perfect. Okay, now set it aside and I'll show you how to get started with the dough. Alright, to make the dough, what you're going to need is 3 cups of flour, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, a 1/4 cup of just white sugar, and then just a pinch of salt. So I'm going to go ahead and combine the flour, sugar, and just a small pinch of salt. You don't need that much. Now, with your whisk, just mix the ingredients, the dry ingredients, really well. Alright, now that I have my dry ingredients all combined, I'm going to show you how to cut the butter into the flour. Basically what I have is a grater and 2 sticks of butter. This will help make the dough really flaky because you want kind of the butter to be pieced into the flour. And you could use a food processor with this too to make it easier, but if you don't have one, then I'll show you how to make your life easier. So take this, and you want the butter to be really cold, and just start grating it into giant pieces. It starts to get tough at the end, so make sure you don't cut your fingers. Alright, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's going to be nice and crumbly like this. And you want to work fast because you want your butter to stay cold. That's what gives it a nice flaky texture so it doesn't melt into the butter. And what you could do before you start mixing it is put it back into the freezer so it freezes and get a little bit cold again. Then you can start mixing again. I'm just going to do one more and we're going to put it back into the freezer for about 5 minutes so the butter can get cold again. Now while we're waiting for the butter to re-harden back in the freezer, I'm going to show you how to mix your liquid ingredients. You're going to need 2/3 cup of heavy cream and 1 egg. Just go ahead and combine it. And go ahead and mix it all together. now I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees. Here we've got a nice hard butter with the flour. And what I'm going to do is use a pastry cutter. You can get this at any specialty cookware store and just kind of mix it all together. I'm going to start with my hands first just to coat the butter and just separate everything. But what this tool is going to do is help me cut it even more. Alright, so now I'm just going to cut it. And you're going to want to make like little small pea-sized pieces to, I don't know, a little bit of a larger chunk, but just vary the sizes of the butter. Make sure you scoop it out so it doesn't get stuck. Alright, this looks good. You want it kind of crumbly like this. See? Now the last step is to take your cream and your egg and just pour it in. Alright. Just take your whisk and just kind of give it a good stir. Make sure everything is combined. This is really similar to a biscuit dough, so you don't want it too wet. You just want it to just like combine. And feel free to use your hand once you've incorporated the cream and the egg with the flour. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, you want to make sure it all kind of sticks together so you can cut it easily. Here I've got my biscuit dough. I'm going to put it on my little cutting board. And what I'm going to do is cut it up into little circles and put it on my baking sheet. Now you can also lightly flour the dough as well, which is what I'm going to do real quick. Make sure it's nicely floured on each side. That way it won't stick to your hand and it'll make it easier on the working surface. What I'm going to do is take a cutter, this is a biscuit cutter, and I'm just going to make a few circles. And you come out with a nice round biscuit dough like this. And this is great. Just go ahead and lay it on the baking sheet. Reform your dough after you've cut more holes into it because you'll be able to get more mileage out of it. Alright, the oven's been preheated to 350 degrees and my biscuit dough is all cut up, so I'm going to go ahead and put it into the oven for about 18 minutes. So now I'm just going to let them cool for about 10 to 15 minutes and then they'll be ready to fill. Alright guys, so the biscuit or the shortcake have cooled and it looks pretty much like this. So what I'm going to do is take one of these and just split it. And you can see all the flaky layers on it here. It looks so good. Here's the strawberries that we did earlier. Look how there's a nice syrup that comes with it after the sugar drew it out. So my favorite way to assemble a strawberry shortcake is with vanilla ice cream. So here I've got my vanilla ice cream, and I'm just going to put a nice scoop or two onto the shortcake and then pile it with strawberries, and I'm going to pile it with some more strawberries. Cream, and just go ahead and be as generous as you want with the strawberries, because the more the better. I'm just gonna spoon it all on. Can you tell I love my strawberries? I'm gonna put half the bowl onto one of my own shortcake. And here you have it, a strawberry shortcake. Does this look good or what? I'm gonna go eat it now. Bye, thanks for watching.